Comedian Danny McGinlay has taken his stand-up to the front line, rallying fellow comics to support the Ukraine crisis appeal, providing life-saving aid for the war-torn country, and it's a cause very close to his heart.
Whenever I mention my wife is Ukrainian, people do have set questions. Yes, her family are safe. We got them out after the invasion. To answer your other question, yes. No, don't clap, because the other question is, there are some I want to send back.
Danny joins us now!
Hello!
Which makes sense now. I see why we played that. So you mentioned you're married to a Ukrainian. Does
Yes.
that mean you had any choice but to say yes to putting this event together?
Yeah, she was there with her hair in curlers and a rolling pin going, "You will create show for me." No, I got to say,
You can do that accent.
Yeah.
I'm allowed to, yes.
I'm not.
So I believe.
I could do it, actually.
Oh, you do it?
I think I could. No, it's fine.
yeah.
Sorry,
Let's have a turn.
No, you go.
I did bring in a photo of my wife just to explain why I'm doing these shows. So when you are, like, look at that. I fully admit I am the undisputed world heavyweight champion of batting above his average. And in order to maintain that, when your wife's homeland gets invaded, you do what you can.
It's just the right gentlemanly thing
I
to
think
do.
so, yeah.
So where does the household sit between the Aussie side of things and Ukrainian side of things? Like, are you bilingual?
No, not even slightly.
What language are you speaking at home?
We're speaking barely English, because I mean, my dad's from Glasgow, so no one can understand what we're saying. I did do some Ukrainian lessons, because I've been to Ukraine a few times.
Right.
I don't remember too much. I do remember how to swear, because that's all that Australians want.
Yeah.
And I can actually say it at this time slot. The worst thing you can say to a Ukrainian is "Yach tebe kachka kopnula."
We apologise to our
my
Ukrainians.
The literal translation, though, is "Why doesn't a duck kick you?"
Oh, why is that the worst thing?
I think it's an old gypsy curse. I'm not sure.
Oh.
But the best use for Ukrainian is road rage. Because if someone cuts you off and you're like, "Hey, mate, what are you doing?" They don't care. They cut you off. "Hey, Vasila Sviat!" That means Merry Christmas, but they don't know that.
It does seem very aggressive.
Wishing a duck would kick somebody.
How? Where are its knees? Let's think about that.
That's a very good question.
How about senses of humour then? Like, does that translate over
Yeah,
in Ukraine? Like, what is the Ukrainian humour?
The Ukrainians, they're pretty funny. They are a lot like Australia. Like, they live in hardship. We here in Australia live in a country that's designed to kill us with, floods and drought and spiders and snakes and sharks.
The ducks don't kick us, though.
The ducks don't kick us, thank heavens. But they live in, nuclear winter and Chernobyl and Russia right next door. So you have this same sort of just approach to life of laughter, but they're a bit more reserved. Like, I did a show once, a comedy show here in Melbourne, and my father-in-law came and sat front row centre. And all the other comedians were like, "What's with that guy at the front? He's not laughing at all. He's just standing there, just..."
Oh.
And then I was doing my set, and it was going all right, and then I locked eyes at him at one point, and he just went... That is a Ukrainian standing ovation. That's the biggest you will ever get.
Danny McGinlay, you are a close friend of the show. You are such a good egg with all the work that you do. You've got people like Jamoan, Celia Piccola, Tom Gleeson on the lineups. It's hard to sell that sort of a all-star lineup, I'm guessing.
Oh, it's very hard. You just tell the... No, it's brilliant. So many... the great thing about the comedy community is everyone does want to help. And everyone wants to help in public, be seen to be helping. So, yeah, you get big names like Ross Noble and Stephen K. Amos, and they are just so happy. I've actually had to turn comedians away when I'm announcing I'm doing it. They will say, like, "Can I get on? Can I get on? I want to help." And you have to say, "I'll put you on next year, Dilrook, relax." And...
He gets it.
He gets it. He performed this year in Melbourne. He was brilliant.
But you've raised heaps. You've raised over $25,000, I believe, over the time that you've been putting on these shows. What's the goal? What do you want to hit?
Well, I said foolishly. We got the first time we did it, we were did it in Melbourne. It was like a few weeks after the invasion. And I got a sold-out show at Melbourne Comedy Festival at the Melbourne Town Hall. And I got a rush of blood because the crowd was so up for just, cheering on Ukraine. And I said, "We're going to do this every year until the war's over." and now I've got to do that. So I keep going until Putin surrenders, really, because that's what we're going for.
Well, look, in the words of your father-in-law... Merry Christmas! The next fundraiser for Ukraine heading to Brisbane and Sydney, so make sure you get your tickets. Please thank Danny McGinlay!
Okay, we've got